Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So I did a pour yesterday, day before, of this, and I absolutely love how this turned out. So I'm going to try it again with a different resin and different colors. So today I am using the Lindasresin regular epoxy resin, part A, part B. I have 142 gram mixed up. And give me just a second to hook up my microphone that I always forget. Alright guys, so I have 142 gram of resin mixed up. This mold holds about 150, but I only use 125. So I've got the resin mixed here. I've got all my cups. The colors that I chose for my dark, I'm going to do the ruby red. And I have my black in case I need a drop. For my light, I'm going to use spectrum red because I think it looks more like an orange. I have my Color Fun white, which is the same for my black. These are from Resin Pro. They really work really good for pours like this. And then I have Scarlet. Dr. P.H. Martin's are all my acrylic inks that I'm using. I'm going to use a drop of this into my push. Now, I should have went ahead and got out stones, but I didn't because y'all know how I am. So let's see what I have. I have some reds and some oranges, and let's see. All right, red. I'm gonna set this out of the way for a second. Let's see. Let's go ahead and mix our stones. I'm just gonna get a little of this and put in there. This is a very fine glass glitter, ruby red slipper glass glitter. It's from Laura's Art Corner. If you guys have never used her stuff, you gotta try it. It's gorgeous. She sells the octopus fluid inks. It's one of the only places in the U.S. that you can find them. Okay. Just looking through all of the different ones I have. But she's got some really pretty ones. I want to do pink. It's all pink. Pink. Greens and purples. Ooh, this is my favorite one. This has the reds and the oranges and golds and things in it. Got this off of Temu. But I love this glass glitter. It's got little balls in there. It's got big silver ones. Okay. I don't think we'll need the rest of this because that's got everything I was looking for. What color is this? That's kind of pink and purple. I don't really want to use that. Those are pinks and whites. Okay, let's go with that. I think that's plenty. Alright, now let's get our resin measured out. For my dark, I want to do 40 gram. So we're going to measure 40. And like I said, I did mix up 142. And if you're wondering why it's such an odd number, I go by the chart that Julie Cuts used to post on Pouring Your Heart Out. She would post it before her videos, and it would tell you how to mix resins, 2-to-1s, 1-to-1s, and 3-to-1s according to weight, and it's worked every time. And I have less part A left over when I'm done. So I use most of the resin. It comes out almost equal every time. All right, for our light, we're doing 35. But you can go back to some of her older videos and I screenshotted her chart and printed it out and have it hanging on the wall. All right, come on, 35. All right, 35.2. That's what it's getting. Now for the white, we're doing 20. This mold holds about 150 gram, but I don't fill it completely full. I do leave just a little space on it because I don't feel like going back and recalculating to see how much I need to add to everything for it to equal out. And I think it looks pretty anyways, with only 125 gram. Okay, now my clear push, we're going to do 30. And I should have just a little bit left, which I'll set to the side. Okay, 30 for my clear push, which isn't technically going to be clear. Now, I do put just a little resin in with my stones because you want them to be in a paste. Makes it a whole lot easier for them to go in the piece without having bubbles. Put them in dry and you end up with bubbles all the time. Okay, so I got those mixed. Just going to set those to the side. Set the extra out of my way. Now, ruby red. We're going to do 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. Now let's mix this and see how it looks. Kind of more of a pink, isn't it? Instead of a red. Make sure you scrape your sides when you're mixing these up because those colors do like to stick to the sides, even if it's alcohol inks or resin dyes or whatever you're using. It's not very dark. I wonder how the scarlet looks. 1, 2. Let's try 2 drops of scarlet. And hopefully mixing these colors together is not going to throw me. Yeah, they're not going to turn an odd color. Yeah, I like that much better. Now let's add our drop of black. Black is going to change this color. And I'm just going to squeeze this out a little bit until I get it to drop because I don't want a lot. Okay. And like I said, it's really going to darken this color up. Yeah, there we go. Now it's more like a maroon. You know what? I don't want to put that scarlet in the center in my clear push. Yeah, there we go. They're pretty. I'm going to trade this out for an orange. I really want to be able to see the orange. I don't want to not be able to see it. So, whoop, I'm dropping them. Trying to get it off the wall here. All right, there we go. Peach Martin orange. We're just going to take 1 drop of the orange and put in our clear push. And I don't want any more of that. That's all I want, just 1 drop. Just enough to give it a little bit of color. There we go. Perfect. Very transparent. All right, now, Spectrum Red. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's bubbles. 4. Trying to stick with the same amount of drops I used in the last one, even though it's different colors. Oh, that's pretty. It's like a reddish orange. Scrape the sides down. Get all that color mixed up very well. Okay. Now our white, we're going to do 5 drops of the Color Fun by Resin Pro. If I can get it opened here. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to wipe that off. Trying to drain down the side of it. Okay. I need another stir stick. Grab me another one over here. Now let's mix this up. The white is a bit heavy. It's about twice as heavy as what you could do for a bloom. So it's a bit more opaque. Not so much transparent. But it made beautiful petals in that green and blue one. I'm hoping it does it in this too. And we're going to pour it the exact same way. Okay. He doesn't look streaky. All right, now, get my little heat gun. I'm going to pop a few of these bubbles that are in this where it's been sitting. Okay, I don't want them down in my piece. White's probably not been sitting long enough, but it does have a few. All right. Now, what we did the last time was we poured this right along the edge, but we don't want it to close. Okay. And then we take our orange and we just dump it in the center. Dump every bit of it. And I like to scrape out my cups. Okay. And I'm going to try time lapse on this one too, just because I want to see if it moves any different than the way the other one did. The other one didn't move. I mean, I seen it barely moved at all in the video. I recorded for an hour. And yeah, I was like, well, I didn't think it would turn out, but it looked so pretty. So we're going to take the rest of this maroon red and we're going to pour it right along the edge. Okay, I'm going to scrape this cup out if that would drop, because I'm afraid it's going to drop on me. Okay. Alright, I'm going to scrape it right around the cup here. And about spilled it. Okay, now we're going to trash that one and clean this stick off. We're going to take our torch, pop some bubbles here. There we go. Alright, now our white. Now I went around 5 times where the 2 colors meet. So, just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then dump the rest of this in the center. I think that is so cool how that color comes over that. Now on this one, where I had dropped some of the stones sideways, it didn't mess up with the way it looked. I thought it was still beautiful. We're going to try not to do that today. Can I guarantee it? Nope. But I can try. All right. Get that cleaned up there. Now, our clear. But it's not quite clear, is it? It's orange. We're just going to find the center and we're going to just dump it. Every bit of it. And do the same thing. Just scrape my cup. It definitely closes up quick, doesn't it? Okay. Now, let's clean this stick off. Let's do a few little bubbles there. Now, my stones in the center. Woohoo! If I can just keep them from getting anywhere but the center. Okay. And I did. They usually will spread out on their own, but I like to use this little tiny thing here and just kind of spread them and flatten them out myself a little bit. Try not to mess with your pattern. Just give it a little swirl. You're not going to see that. Doesn't really matter. Alright. Clean this off. I don't want dried bits of resin on it. And you can see it could use just a little bit more. Okay, pop those bubbles in the center. Alright guys, I'm going to put you on time lapse and put my colors away. And then we'll see if this does anything. And I'll come back for a demold. And we will see if how Let's Resin turns this pour out. I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, so this is cured up. I have discovered this pour just does not move. Doesn't matter what resin you use, because we use the Let's Resin. So let's get this out of here and see if it turned out. Do love that mold. Ooh, it did. The Let's Resin did the same pattern. They're pretty. I really like that. Alright, so we know that it'll turn out with 2 different resins. I love how the center's a different color than the rest of it, and the main edge is like dark. Pretty. Alright guys, I'll see you back for the next video. Bye.